Welcome back to the Holistic Energy Alchemist channel. I'm your girl Elle, and today I want to give you a quick rundown of this Libra full moon energy and what it actually is helping you be able to, let's just say, balance within yourself. Y'all get it? Libra balance? All right, y'all. So I have a Libra moon in my natal chart. So Libra moon in this particular lifetime. And I turned 46 last November. And in my 46th chapter of life, I also have a Libra moon. So we know that the moon is our emotions. The moon is the ruler of my chart on the tropical astrology. And what the ruler of your chart is the ascendant. So whatever your ascendant is on your chart, that is the ruler of your chart. So for me, I have a Cancer ascendant, making the moon the ruler of my chart, which means that my moods can kind of switch up if I am not in alignment, right? If I'm not in alignment with my own soul, with my own self and my own energetic blueprint, I can feel moody or get into mood swings, right? And so what that means is that I have to balance. I have a Libra moon. I have to balance my yin and yang energy in a way that feels right for me. And because it's Libra, the things that help me in balancing my energy is a balanced space. So cleaning, decorating my altar, which maybe I'll show y'all one day, but I have an altar. And this altar I created specifically for the way that I want to express my energy. It's the way that the highest expression of my energy, and I continue to build and add things on it so that it is a constant reminder of who I am now, not who I used to be, right? And so those types of things help me, as well as, of course, breath work. It's an air sign, so actually breath work, everybody should be doing it, but certain breath work practices help me as well. Central channel breathing, if you don't know anything about that, get into it, tap into it. Central channel breathing, which is breathing up and down your spine. It actually helps to aliven and awaken your spine, which is the central point. It is the middle point. It is the 0 point. It helps to balance out your karma, right? Libra, it helps to balance out your yin and your yang. So now we're going to get into this Libra full moon. So we all know that I think it was March the 29th, we had the Aries new moon, and it was a partial eclipse as well. So now here we are on April the 13th. Some people will say the 12th. I like the 13th because the 13th energy is the divine feminine. Venus yesterday went direct. She's in retrograde in Pisces, and before that she was retrograde in Aries. So she started out in the sign of the warrior, the leader, new beginnings and initiation. And we're in the season of Aries, which is an initiation into our new self. Because Aries is also the ruler of the first house, which is the house of self-expression, the self we came here to express, the self that actually attracts in through your aura, attracts in people that resonate with the frequency of your ascendant, right? Again, I'm Cancer, natural nurturer. So we have this Aries energy that Venus started in. She went retrograde in Aries, and then she is now sitting in Pisces. And so I want to get into Pisces. Venus in Pisces. Venus is our relationships, and there's this astrologer that I love. She goes by the name of Wise Royalty. Look her up on Instagram, check her out. But she was the first person that I heard say that the symbol for Aries is a mirror, right? And here I got the mirrors, ding, 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 ding. So the symbol for Venus is a mirror, right? Which is very fitting because Venus is one aspect of Venus is our relationships, right? And our relationships being reflection of us. Reflections are different aspects of our own energy. And really who that person is for you is according to their sun sign, their moon sign, their ascendant, whatever, right? It's a lot of factors that go into that, and I won't really get into the complexities because I want to keep this pretty simple. But it is up to you to figure out what pattern they're trying to show you. Everybody is an energetic pattern walking around here, okay? And we have our own pattern that we should be learning to decode. And what better way to decode your own energy than through your relationships? And so most people, we get mad at the reflection. We fight the reflection. We throw our anger at people. We throw our energy at people. We just throw it like a child, throwing our energy and shit, right? However, when we start to emotionally mature, when we start to come into awareness that shit, first and foremost, some people are telling me the same things, whether it's good or bad. People tell us the same things about our energy, but we have to be open to receive it, open to listen, because communication is not just talking, it's listening. So Venus in Pisces. Pisces is showing us our subconscious patterns, especially with Saturn there, because Saturn is the karmic loop. It's the patterns that we are keep repeating over and over again. So Saturn in Pisces is helping us break that pattern so we can clearly see it and get to the root of that pattern. And Venus there is helping us see the pattern through our relationships so that we can let go of these patterns once and for all. And once it gets back in Aries, we step into our full power, right? We step into our full power as our most embodied, most authentic, most fiery and bold and free self. We have freed ourselves from the chain that we had on ourselves. The other aspect of this moon, and I'm talking about Venus because Venus rules Libra, so Venus rules this full moon. The other thing is the full moon is illuminating. So the full moon is where our patterns are illuminated. Our subconscious, the moon deals with the subconscious. So our subconscious things that we don't always recognize, we can see it clearly when a full moon comes. And so with relationships being the center of attention, being the star of the show, our relationships are really showing us where we need to not just release things, but also where we need to reclaim our power. Because a lot of times we give our power away in relationships. And as a woman, as a Libra moon, I know that from experience, right? It can be the sign of not having a spine really, or not using your spine. We all have a spine, not using your spine, not standing on business, not standing on your square and setting the proper boundary, Saturn, and saying, you know what? I know my worth and my value. Venus is also our values and our worth. Do we know we're worthy enough? Do we know we're valuable enough to get the things that we actually say we want? Do we know we're valuable enough to actually receive love? Do we know we're valuable enough to actually receive money and all of the things that we say we want? So Venus is helping us step up to the plate as our fully embodied self, as the person that we say that we've wanted to be. So in order to have a certain type of lifestyle, you have to become a certain person. And that is energy work, y'all. That is an energy work thing. And I'm all about the energy work. Listen, I love some good herbs. I will drink some herbal teas. I will eat some good foods that help your body balance. But way more important than those things is your energy work. It's what's going on inside of your body. Actually, really even deeper is what's going on inside of your energy body. The thing that the body is sitting inside of, that encompasses it all, right? Which we won't get into, but think about that. I'm just gonna let that marinate, plant that seed, okay? So now that we understand that Venus is helping us learn what we need to let go of from our reflection in the mirror, and then also Venus is helping us take our power back, right? And so when I say power back, I'll give you an example. You're in a relationship and you get mad at somebody. You say, oh, well, this person made me mad, right? Meaning that person triggered you. They triggered a past emotion. They triggered a past memory that lives in your body. And so you're replaying that pattern over Saturn in order for you to see that there's a fucking pattern there, okay? Ding. And so I'm making it light because I know, listen, she's been triggered, but I'm making it light. So that person triggers you in a relationship and get mad at them, and you start yelling at them. So you're throwing your power at them. You're giving it your attention. That's power. You're giving them that emotion of anger. That's power, right? That's your power. You're flinging and throwing at this person. And so we've all been there, done that, and got into arguments, altercations, even if we did not, and we were more passive with it, right? We still had an argument with that person in our mind. We have argued with them on loop over and over and over and over and over and over again. So we have still psychically sent our power away. So now we're reeling back in our power, we're taking back our power, and we're recycling and transmuting and transforming that power so it can live where it's meant to live, which is in our chakra systems in a more lighter way. Venus is helping us clear out our lower chakras, our root chakra, our sacral chakra, and our solar plexus, and also the heart. And I say this because Libra is the scale. So Libra helps us balance our energy. And the only way you can balance your energy is if your heart is light. The only way your heart can be light is if the lower chakras, which they hold the most, the lower chakras actually store. They're the storage centers. So they store the majority of the emotions, and they store the heaviest emotions: anger, greed, resentment, insecurities, jealousy. They store a lot of emotions here. And because of that, those chakras weigh down. They get so dense, they weigh down the heart and make the heart heavy. And so in order to lighten yourself, which is what Libra is asking us to do, lighten up yourself. I feel like Bob Marley, lighten up yourself. Hey, lighten up yourself, my loves, in order for your heart to feel lighter, in order for you to feel lighter, and in order for you to really take back your power and transform from a victim into a victor, right? We want to be a victor. We want to be Victoria in here, victorious. And so that's really what this energy is giving. You should be feeling like, I have to let go of this thing from an energetic standpoint and not a relationship. Because if we get caught up in the actual person and we put that person as the root of our issue, when actually they're a symptom, they're not the root cause of it. They are just an actor. They're an actor in your play, an actor in your movie. And we just keep recasting that person over and over again. They might look different, but it's the same energy. So when we work from an energetic standpoint, and we ask our own spirit, we ask our own body, where is this thing at? I noticed the pattern. I know it's not this person. I can use their name, but it's not really them. I know this is some deep rooted anger. Where is this anger? Most likely it's in the solar plexus, but you ask, where is this anger sitting? Where is it sitting in my body? And you start to focus on that, and you give attention to, take the attention off the person, put the attention on your body, and you'll start to work through it. And you can do breath work practices like pranayama, the breath of fire, in order to move and purify your energy so that you're no longer continuing to attract that reflection. Because the only reason that person has to play out in your story is because that is still living in you, if that makes sense. So Libra is helping us purge and release things, right? This Libra full moon that is living inside of us, but it's reflecting on the outside of us. All right. So that's really the basis of it. So this is a great time for you to get your notebook. I have mine sitting on my altar. My altar's right next to me. But this is the notebook that I use for writing all things dealing with the moon cycles, new and full moon. So you can write down on your notebook what you want to release. But before you write down what you want to release with this full moon, I would suggest that you go into a meditation and you sit with yourself. You can even lie down on the bed or on the floor. And you can breathe in 4 breaths, breathe out 6 breaths. And then after you do that, once your body gets into the parasympathetic nervous system, once it gets into a state of relaxation, then you start asking your body questions. You start asking, what is it that I need to release? After you get the answer, you write down what you want to release. And I love to do it at nighttime because that is signaling to my subconscious mind, because I'm doing it at night, that I'm releasing it from deep within. I'm releasing it from a subconscious level. And then I point it up. I point, burn it all the way up. And then after you burn it, you give that paper, I burn it I actually dig a hole, and then I give it to the earth. Okay, that's significant of, I have burnt this to ashes, and I'm going to allow this energy now to transform. I planted it into the earth, and it's now a seed of the new energy, right? So at the same time that I release, I also write down what I want to replace it with. Because if you're releasing something, you have to replace it. It's like inhale, exhale. If you're exhaling, you got to inhale, right? So what is it now that you want to replace with that energy? What do you want to manifest in your own reality? A lot of times we think about money, which is a beautiful thing. Money is beautiful, but money is not the only thing. How do you want to feel with that money? So maybe instead of anger, I want to change that anger to joy. So How can you do that? You release the anger on the paper and you write down the joy. And what happens? Your spirit will start to give you practices or opportunities to operate in joy instead of anger. It will give you practices that help you release the anger quicker and practices that help you cultivate more joy, right? So you're alchemizing that energy and changing anger into joy. So I know that this is finding the right souls. I know that my energy is really and truly here to be a sacred safe space and a sacred container for you guys. And I know that this Libra full moon will be perfect for you to step back into your power and for you to reclaim your power, my love. So I'm going to go ahead and end on that note. And I just really want to thank you so much for tuning in to my frequency. And for those who feel this frequency, who feel the energy of the Holistic Energy Alchemist, go ahead and subscribe so that you can continue to be in the know and be in alignment with this energy. You can hit the notification, the bell, so that you can know when I post new videos, as well as I do have a gift for y'all. If you click on the link in my bio, all right, you will see that there is a hyperlink, link tree. Click on the link tree, and in the link tree, there is Heal Soul. Click on the Heal Soul, that's my new landing page, and there should be an automatic pop-up with my astrology key guide, so you can get a little bit more familiar with astrology, and in particular, not just astrology, your own energetic blueprint, which is your natal chart. All right, so I'll give you some good tips, and like I said, it's free. It's my gift to you. It's my heartfelt gift to you. All right, I love you guys so much. Really and truly tap into this moon frequency, tap into this balancing, harmonious energy that is Libra. All right, I love you guys so much. See you next time.